Good morning from Luton Airport. Where do you end up if you take the cheapest flight every day for 10 days?
I like the snow.
58 minutes and it's going to be fine.
And it was only £33.
Oh shit, we need a visa. We need a visa for Saudi. I mean, the £4 taxi for a 40-minute ride was crazy.
I look like Tintin.
On everyone's favourite airline, Wizz Air.
Get me out of here, to be honest.
Starting yesterday, I went on the hunt and I found a £10 flight to Poznan in Poland. So that's where we're starting. Let's get on board. Let's go.
What time is it?
It is 4:10 in the morning. The flight is at 5:55, which was a nice surprise. I need to find another Wizz Air carry-on size up. Okay, this is interesting. Travel hack. Get a coat with unlimited pockets. That made zero difference. Well, it might just be a game of hope they don't ask. And if they do ask, it's time to get creative.
I like the snow.
You do? I don't know why I've said that. I like snow. Right, boarding the bus into the city centre. Let's go! Poznan as a city has got to be the cleanest city, apart from in Japan, I've ever visited. There is no rubbish on the floor, there's no like chewing gum or anything like that. It is spotless. I am so impressed. There isn't a huge amount to do if you're not into culture and history and arts, but as a place, it's so visually attractive that for a 3-day break, I think it's a real no-brainer. They've just dismantled the ice rink. And I find this really cool. I don't know why. Like, I don't know what I thought happened when an ice rink gets demolished, but I just didn't think that the chunks of ice would get left in the middle of the street. But here we are. So, we've had no sleep, and it's freezing, and I can't find anything to do. So we've come to the shopping centre. Yeah, get me out of here, to be honest. Right, room tour in Poznan. 20 quid for this room. I'm pretty impressed. Let's go. Bathroom, pretty standard. We've already made a complete mess of this place. We've been here like 2 hours. McDonald's, because we're cultured, and you know, when you come to a place that's famous for, you know, Eastern European cuisine, you get Mackey's. Bedroom 1, look at that. Tom's bag, Tom's Vaseline. Bedroom 2, that's Tom. That's the bed. That's my laptop. That's me. 20 quid, not bad. We need to book tomorrow's flight, and we'll see where we're off to. So let's do that. Tom's in the background, just have to ignore him. Skyscanner is where I find all of my flights. So we're gonna go from Poznan to everywhere tomorrow. Right, what we got? Okay, interesting. We're fucked, mate. We are going, wait, which city is it? We are going to Kutaisi in Georgia. Wow, that's quite far away. The flight is at 8 AM. Amazing. Oh, so we got me up at bloody... Okay, great. Well, Kutaisi in Georgia. How long even is that flight? 3 hours. Italy was £19. We could have gone to Rome, but we're going to Kutaisi. Well, I've never been to Georgia, so we'll take it. Right, well, I'll see you in the morning. Let's get on board. I can't be bothered. Good morning. It is 5:30 in the morning in bloody Poznan. We're going to be late, so we need to get moving. Today's flight is to Kutaisi in Georgia. I'm excited. Haven't done much research, but let's go. I see it's packed, and the flight's in like 2.5 hours. Really good.
Excited for your trip to Georgia today, then?
Oh yeah, I mean, I haven't heard anything about it. I know it shares the border with Russia, which I've heard is a really good place to go at the minute. So I'm excited, but our bus leaves in 14 minutes and we're 19 minutes away from the station, so we might not get there. Day 2, we're at the airport, off to Kutaisi. It's been a little bit stressful because we almost got stung with the bags, but secret little coat with absolutely everything in.
because I'm not paying 50 quid for an extra bag. And it's already time to check in, and we haven't even made it to country 2 yet. Great. One wild cameraman. Ridiculous. So we're in Georgia, took a flight here this morning, took a taxi in as well. Taxi was £4.85 to go basically 40 minutes from the airport into the city centre, which is where we are now. First impressions are that it is very, very rugged. It's very rough around the edges. Gonna kind of go into the centre, do a little bit of exploring. It's a very, very interesting place. Obviously being so close to the ex-Soviet Union and the current Russia and Ukraine war, I think it's quite clear that it's probably suffering economically. I mean, the £4 taxi for a 40-minute ride was crazy. So let's go into town. Oh my God. How's your eyesight? you know when Bear Grylls used to be on TV and everyone used to think, how does the cameraman do what he has to do? It's so funny watching you have to cross that road. And Georgia room tour. Bathroom. Don't know why anyone expects anything impressive because this was £24. This hotel, it's Hotel Siskari. It's in the middle of nowhere, literally in the dead centre of the forest, and it's got a balcony, which I'm not going to show you because it is dark. Georgia, a very interesting place. I want to come back, probably not to Kutaisi, but to some other places, maybe Batumi or Bisili, but yeah. I'm knackered, Tom's knackered, we're knackered. It's a bit mental. So we're going to Yerevan, which is there, but we're going via Larnaca in Cyprus. So it's 2 connecting Wizz flights. Yeah, this is this is hard. I'm shattered. Our flight is at 6 o'clock. It's 8 PM now. We're 4 hours ahead of the UK. Body clock is doing cartwheels. Yeah, fun. Or not fun, depending on which way you look at it. I think anyone with a brain would say it's not fun, but fun. Okay, a very, very good morning and an early morning from Kutaisi Airport. We are heading to Larnaca today in Cyprus for 12 hours. It's a connection and then we're flying to Armenia. I'm very excited about Armenia. I've booked an accommodation tonight for £33, which sounds really, really cool. I'll show you that in a bit. We're not going to show you too much of Larnaca only because it's technically not part of the cheapest flights sector, as technically the cheapest flight is a connection to Yerevan. So what we're going to do is we're going to film today a video about spending an ultimate day in Cyprus and Larnaca, which you can watch then in a couple of weeks, and we will kind of just give you a little bit of montage about what we get up to today, and then we'll cut straight back to being at the airport and flying into Yerevan. If you are enjoying this video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. You can follow me on TikTok here and Instagram here. As of the time of recording this, these videos have gone absolutely viral on both of those platforms. So if you do enjoy the longer form, click that notification bell and hopefully I don't crash the car that I'm driving later through lack of sleep. Bye. Now there was an incident a couple of years ago that Tom keeps bringing up where me and Owen, my Race Across the World partner, we watched a plane get pushed back in Seville and as a result missed our flight, meaning that we had to sleep in the airport and each pay €100 to get our flight home. Now Tom thinks that's going to happen again. Tom doesn't realise. Tom doesn't realise that I'm not about that anymore. We have got 58 minutes until the gate closes. 58 minutes. And it's going to be fine.
We were at the gate last time.
We were at the gate last time, but that, if anything, that incentivises us to get there even quicker. So, let's go. Fucking hell, it's busy, isn't it? So, 2-hour flight to Yerevan. We did get here a little bit too late though, because now the video isn't edited, and I want it to go up tonight. Content creator problems. Okay, good morning from Yerevan in Armenia. We've both kind of had a reset. We were knackered last night. So I'm just going to do a very, very quick recap because it's been a manic few days and just going to explain a little bit about how you can do this yourself if you want to. So the first flight that we took was from London to Poznan and that was a tenner. All of these flights were booked the day before they were taken. The second flight was from Poznan to Kutaisi and that cost us £13. From Kutaisi down to Larnaca, sorry, was £12, and then from Larnaca up to Yerevan, which is where we are now, was €22 because Wizz Air do whatever the local currency is and I haven't been bothered to convert it. But it's about 20 quid. So all of these flights have been really, really cheap. They've all been booked through the Wizz Discount Club. I find all of my flights through Skyscanner. That is the website/app that I use. A really, really important feature to bear in mind is that flights, the closer you get to a date, will always go up. That's just the thing that happens. You need to kind of target maybe 3 or 4 places that are cheap generally, put on email notifications, and then if the price goes down, then it will go down. We are very lucky that it has gone down, so we kind of want to show you a little bit of Yerevan because it looks incredible, but I think we'll be coming back and doing a wider video on it because it is remarkable. The hotel that we're in, I'm going to show you now, is insane. Okay, so this is what £30 gets you in Yerevan. This is where we are staying. Talk to you a little bit more about this hotel wider in a minute, but this is the room. Really, really nice. This is the morning after because, like I said, we could not be bothered to do anything last night. And then through here is El Baño, the bathroom. This is by far the nicest hotel that we've stayed in. Really, really good. This hotel is in the middle of a Soviet 1930s cinema. Look at this. This is insane. So there's a cinema on the top floor, there's a bar on the bottom floor, and then there's just a random hotel located in the middle of it. It is so cool. They are literally showing like old school Soviet films on the floor above us. It's one of the coolest hotels I've ever stayed in, and it was only £33. So if you are coming to Yerevan, this is a really, really cool experience. But let's explore Yerevan. I'm really, really excited. Well, I'd love to tell you what this is, but there's no signs kind of indicating what it is. So if you do want to find out what it is, then you'll have to watch the Yerevan video in a couple of weeks. This has got to be one of the most underrated cities, like hidden gems in, I guess it's Europe, I guess it's not Europe. I know the country's technically in Asia, but it's kind of on that boundary. Got to be the most hidden gem of a city that I've ever been to. This place is incredible. The weather ain't amazing, but I think when it is, yeah. I don't know what this is. There's no signs or anything. I'd love to be able to give you some historical context, but I can't. I also filmed this video because my legs are tired. How fun the bones are. Today we start a journey into the Middle East as we take a £50 flight to Abu Dhabi on everyone's favourite airline, Wizz Air. Okay, so I have the Wizz Discount Club, which means that I'm entitled to basically sometimes €10, sometimes €20, it depends on the price, discount on all of my flights for me and a companion. It costs €40 per year. This is not an advert. Please don't, a lot of people on Instagram think that it's an advert. It's not an advert for Wizz Air. The first thing on the agenda is probably a haircut because look at what's going on here. I don't get my hair cut in the UK because it's too expensive and I'm abroad too often to not make use of the prices, and I was going to get it done this morning but we didn't quite have enough time in Armenia. So a 2.5 hour ride down to Abu Dhabi this afternoon. We are partnering with Visit Abu Dhabi on another video that you can find on the channel in a couple of weeks time where we show you how to spend the ultimate 3 days in Abu Dhabi. So we won't show you too much of our time in Abu Dhabi. We'll kind of skip forward to the next flight, which who knows where that is. The really interesting thing about Wizz Air and Abu Dhabi is that they have a base in Abu Dhabi. They opened up an Abu Dhabi subsidiary a couple of years ago and they fly to so many cool destinations. They fly to like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Saudi Arabia. I think they even fly to like Kyrgyzstan. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the cheapest flight is. I have a few ideas from what I've looked at, but this journey could get really, really intense. If you are enjoying my time on YouTube, please make sure that you drop a like and subscribe. The support has been absolutely incredible so far. So thank you very much and let's head to the Middle East. If anyone ever asks you why Wizz Air lose money, it's because they operate every single flight. They like 30% capacity. Are you getting bored of them? Because I'm getting bored of them.
I'm very bored.
I'm very bored of them.
Clip-on cabin crew immediately.
Okay, so a couple of days in Abu Dhabi have been and gone. We had a really, really good time, to be fair. It was really, really cool. There will be a separate video on Abu Dhabi coming out in a couple of weeks' time where we talk you through the best way to spend your days in Abu Dhabi, making it sound like something I'd make a wish. But it is now time to move on to the flight. Now, I knew this was going to be tight. I've been monitoring for the past couple of days. It was always going to be between Egypt and Saudi Arabia, and we will be going to Dammam, which is a city in Saudi Arabia, tomorrow. It's about an hour-long flight, and it cost just £40. I think after Saudi Arabia, just knowing the Wizz Air network like the back of my hand, which is really sad, I think we will start heading back west, and I think our next destination will probably be in Europe after that. Oh, shit.
What?
We need a visa. You need a visa for Saudi? Oh, dear. Can you get an e-visa? Saudi Arabia visa might be about to ruin the challenge. Tourist visa. Ah. Well... So the choice is simple. It's either an e-visa, which I sort out now, which I really can't be bothered to do, which is 115 quid, one of the most expensive visas I've ever come across, or we get it on arrival, which I assume won't be cheaper, but might be simpler. It's only applicable for US, UK or Schengen visas, so in theory nobody going from the UAE will be able to get a visa on arrival, which means that the queue for visa on arrival might actually be less. So... oh dear, this has accidentally turned very expensive. To be fair though, Saudi Arabia looks really, really cool. Everyone's got some opinions on it, as I'm sure people will let me know. But as a place, I'm very, very excited to visit it. It looks very interesting, and yeah, I'm excited to explore it. I think we'll spend another night here. I think we'll have 2 nights in Saudi, and then we'll move on, just because of how much fun we've sort of had in Abu Dhabi. I think kind of exploring the places is just as valuable as flying to them. So keep that kind of trend up, I think, over the next few places. But yeah, Saudi Arabia awaits. Well, when I signed off last night, I didn't expect to wake up to a message from Wizz Air saying that the flight had been delayed by 9 hours. But it has. This was always going to be a series where solutions to problems were required, and this is one of those. Now thinking very, very strongly about getting an e-visa so that we just fly through tonight, because we're now landing at 2:30 a.m. on our body clock, which is going to be fun. Trying to book an accommodation, which sounds easy until you realise that no accommodation is really built to be checked into at 3 a.m. in the morning. But we're trying. Don't really know what the plan is, to be honest. Plan was all in place to have a great day and everything work like clockwork. Now it's not, but we deal with it. I haven't gone bald. I just got my hair cut earlier at the hotel and he cut a little bit too much off. I'm not going to say what I look like, but it's not very nice. Anyway, welcome to Abu Dhabi Airport. We're about to fly to Budapest. Our flight to Dammam that we were meant to get on has now been delayed until 4:45 in the morning, which is a 13-hour delay. So I think we made the right choice here. Let's get on board using our famous tactic of check-in chicken. We've managed to get seat 2D and 2F. So should be off the plane nice and quickly with some airport accommodation booked. But let's do it. Let's get back to Europe. What is this? Honestly, this is a disaster. Why did you let me do this? I look like Tintin. The beauty of a brand new Wizz Air A321 cannot be overstated. It's taken 6 days, but we've got an air bridge. Right, well, a very good morning from the most freezing cold Budapest I've ever been to. It's a little bit of a stark contrast to the desert that we were in yesterday, but we are in the capital of Hungary. After yesterday's drama, I've had a look at flight radar and I actually can't find any evidence of the flight to Saudi Arabia leaving at all, so might have struck gold in terms of that because we might still have been in Abu Dhabi, so that's fascinating. I need to try and find a way to get my money back for that. But yes, we are in Budapest, the capital of Hungary, so let's have a look around.
We spent a day in Budapest looking around and eating virtually everything that moved. It was freezing cold and we stayed in some very interesting accommodations to say the least, but more on that another time, and then headed back to the airport to board our final flight of this challenge, a £13 ride to the Italian capital.
The last one! There we have it. 7 days, 7 flights, the cheapest flight every day, and we have ended up in the city of Rome. Let's have a recap of where we've been. It's been one hell of an adventure. There we go. That is taking the cheapest flight every single day. You'll end up in the Middle East, in a country that most people have never heard of, and then back here in the capital city of one of the world's most visited countries. Thank you for watching. Follow me on socials here, here and here. Take care.